typical Bedini spool, 8 strands at 100 feet connected in parallel, connected to this capacitor. The switch is what I'm using to make or break the connection. The resistor is actually meant to charge the cap. I have a power supply that is actually stuck in 60 volts. So I just, charge it through the resistor just so I don't, it charges it slowly so I don't overcharge the cap. Because the cap's only rated for 35 volts and it's a 15,000 microfarad cap. So anyways, we know this is a typical ceramic grade 8 magnet that we use or have used in the Bedini systems, bike wheel, whatever. So we know that as the magnet comes into the core, it gets attracted and sucked in, right? Everybody knows that. You see how fast it was sucked in. Oops. So now, this is a Neo magnet, typical Neo. We'll just place it in there and let it go in. And it goes in there gets attracted with a great force. So another thing I want to mention is that when this inductor is placed across this cap, North Pole appears on this end. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the North Poles and we'll put them so that they're opposing each other. And I'll try and center it the best I can. Now I'm going to charge the cap. We'll charge it to about 30 volts. Okay, close enough. So watch what happens here. We'll make the connection. Okay, so the magnet, was repulsed. It popped up maybe a few inches. But you'll notice, we'll try it again. We'll charge it up again to 30 volts. Okay, we'll hit her again. Now it doesn't want to move. Try it again. 30 volts. Barely moves. Pulse, magnetic pulse, basically wrecks these magnets. Makes them useless. At least when you pulse them in the center, it sure does. So let's do the same thing with this Neo. We'll put it in there, opposing. Okay, and then charge it to 30 volts. Okay, and we'll hit the switch. So it repulsed itself and ended up way up here. It's probably about 5 feet in the air or so. Try it again. Okay, it's on there. We'll charge it to 30 volts. Okay, we'll hit her again. So it just took off. I don't know my chair here. Okay, so the point is it can be done over and over again. And so basically, on the rotor, it gets attracted in. And it pretty much centers itself, if you notice that. Pretty much centers itself when it's attracted in. We give her a pulse on the way by or on the way out. And it'll, the eddy current, it'll create eddy currents within the magnet and it'll lift and repulse the magnet in a forward position. If you were to leave this like this on the rotor and actually hit it with a strong enough pulse, even though it's directly centered over, the magnet's directly centered over the core, it still will rotate in a direction. And it seems to do it in the same direction. I've tried it over and over again on this machine. These are all Neo magnets, same identical magnet. And it seems to always propel itself in the same direction. But you could actually, if you want to get technical, you could do a lot of things. You could pulse it when it's just about in, so it tracks harder. You could pulse it there. You could pulse it on the way out, but of course you'd have to have your polarities a little different. But nonetheless, I don't know why we can't use Neos. You know, Earfinder said some stuff, and I agree with him. You know, about saturation of the core. John Bedini said it about saturation of the core, and various other things, magnetic retention and all that other kind of stuff. So, you know, there's probably some issues, but as far as eddy currents go, like John says, I think there's nothing wrong with eddy currents. I think eddy currents can be harnessed in your machine and used appropriately. So anyways, just a short video. Let me know what you guys think. Any comments are welcome. And yeah, this magnet is pretty much finished after one pulse in the center point of the magnet. So we'll do it again. Just make sure I'm not crazy. Yeah, it barely moves. But yeah, it'll still stick. But not very strong. It's not quite as strong as it was before. So the pulsing definitely does something to the magnets. Anyways, okay, thanks for watching.